In the silent, desolate expanse of Cerulean Prime, the icebound surface stretched endlessly beneath a pallid sky. Amidst the barren landscape, a forgotten human battleship lay half-buried in frost, a relic of a once mighty civilization now reduced to scattered memories. Its hulking, weathered form stood as a testament to past glories and the weight of untold sacrifices, a silent monument to human ambition and loss. Captain Aidan Cross moved steadily along the creaking corridors of the ancient vessel, his every step resonating with the echoes of a long-forgotten era. His eyes, sharp and haunted, scanned the dimly lit passageways where time itself seemed to pause. The walls, etched with scars of battles fought and dreams shattered, whispered secrets of hidden technologies and dormant power. Shadows flickered across the metal surfaces, dancing in unison with the distant hum of machinery that refused to be silenced by time. The biting wind outside swept over the icy plains, carrying with it fragments of history and the chill of a vast, indifferent universe. As Aidan surveyed the battleship's interior, he felt the weight of a legacy that transcended mere survival, a legacy that demanded revival. Every dormant panel and inactive system hinted at a forgotten promise, a spark of hope that could reawaken the embers of human ingenuity. In that frozen solitude, Captain Cross was not merely a guardian of relics. He was an explorer at the threshold of rediscovery. With a mix of reverence and resolve, he vowed to unearth the mysteries embedded in the vessel's ancient circuitry and faded blueprints. The ship, abandoned yet potent, held the potential to redefine the remnants of a fractured people, offering a chance to reclaim a destiny marred by past failures. Outside, the relentless expanse of Cerulean Prime bore silent witness to this quest for renewal. The battleship, isolated amidst the stark, frozen wilderness, was both a sanctuary and a battleground, a fragile bastion against the encroaching darkness of a universe that had all but forgotten the warmth of human resilience. In the quiet majesty of that desolation, Captain Aidan Cross embraced his destiny, determined to ignite a spark of hope that could light the way forward for all of humanity. Within the labyrinthine corridors of the ancient battleship, shadows and light intermingled to create a tapestry of memories long past. The air was thick with dust and the faint, electric pulse of dormant machinery, as if the vessel itself held its breath, waiting for someone to awaken its secrets. Captain Aidan Cross led his small team through winding passageways where every step stirred echoes of a forgotten age. The walls, once gleaming with the pride of human achievement, now wore scars of corrosion and neglect. Faded murals and hastily scrawled inscriptions hinted at battles fought and victories celebrated, but also at mistakes that had cost dearly in lives and dreams. In a secluded alcove off the main corridor, Aidan paused before a sealed chamber. The heavy door, engraved with intricate symbols of a bygone era, seemed to beckon him closer. With deliberate care, he activated a manual override on a nearby console, its screen sputtering to life as it projected fragmented logs and schematics onto a cracked surface. "Look at this," whispered Mara, his second-in-command, as she traced a trembling finger over the holographic images. Her voice, soft yet laden with awe, broke the silence that had cloaked the room for decades. The logs revealed whispered tales of experimental technologies and clandestine projects, blueprints for devices that had the potential to reshape the very fabric of existence. Aidan's mind raced with possibilities. Each line of code and half-faded diagram was a portal to the past, a reminder that even in obsolescence, there lay the seeds of Renaissance. "This isn't just relic debris," he murmured, his eyes reflecting both hope and trepidation. "It's a roadmap to something greater, a key to reawakening our legacy." As the team delved deeper into the chamber, they uncovered remnants of personal journals, mechanical artifacts, and cryptic messages left behind by engineers and dreamers who had once believed in a future yet unrealized. The soft hum of the ship's systems seemed to whisper, as if urging them to piece together the scattered fragments of a history filled with both brilliance and folly. Amid the flickering holograms and shifting shadows, conversations turned to the lives of those who had labored here long ago. Quiet debates emerged over the nature of progress and the sacrifices demanded by innovation. Mara's steady questions and Aiden's reflective insights painted a picture of a civilization striving for greatness, even if that greatness was buried under layers of time and regret. In that hidden chamber, the battleship transformed from a silent monument to a storyteller. Every worn-out console and every line of cryptic data wove a narrative of hope, loss, and the relentless pursuit of discovery. It was in these echoes of a lost era that the crew began to sense the stirring of something vital, a spark that, if nurtured, could illuminate a path toward reclaiming their heritage and forging a future from the embers of the past. And so, as the team gathered the scattered clues and pored over the ancient texts, the promise of renewal became as palpable as the cold metal under their fingertips, a promise that whispered softly from the depths of the ship, urging them to press onward into the unknown. The ship's silence was gradually replaced by a steady murmur, a heartbeat emerging from circuits that had lain dormant for ages. Captain Aiden Cross and his team advanced deeper into the bowels of the battleship, navigating corridors overgrown with rust and memory. Their flashlights carved paths through the thick darkness, revealing hidden chambers and secret passageways that pulsed with the promise of forgotten innovation. In a secluded sector, shielded by layers of reinforced metal and time, the team uncovered a sealed vault. The door, adorned with enigmatic symbols and delicate filigree reminiscent of a lost age, was far more intricate than anything they had encountered before. Mara, her hands steady yet trembling with anticipation, carefully interfaced with an archaic console, bypassing security protocols that seemed almost organic in their complexity. As the vault door slid open with a groan, a sound akin to an exhaled sigh of relief, the interior revealed itself as a sanctuary of lost brilliance. Arrays of dormant panels, each bearing intricate circuits and cryptic markings, lined the walls like the pages of an ancient manuscript. The glow of dormant power began to pulse softly, each flicker echoing the heartbeat of technology that had once been humanity's hope. Aiden stepped forward, his eyes alight with wonder and determination. "This is it," he whispered, as if the vault itself deserved reverence. The chamber hummed in a low, rhythmic cadence, inviting the crew to explore its secrets. Digital hieroglyphs began to animate on the surfaces, their motions a subtle dance of light that revealed schematics, fragmented memories of design and purpose. Each new discovery sparked a flurry of emotion among the team. Mara uncovered detailed blueprints that hinted at a power source, ancient yet unimaginably potent, an energy matrix that could redefine their very existence. Meanwhile, another crew member, Elias, deciphered lines of archaic code that spoke of a self-regenerating system, a mechanism designed to breathe life back into dormant machinery when awakened by human intent. The revelation was as exhilarating as it was daunting. Here, in the silent sanctuary of this hidden sector, the crew found evidence that the battleship was more than a relic. It was a repository of potential, a crucible where the old world and the new could converge. With every deciphered message and every piece of ancient hardware reactivated, the atmosphere thickened with the promise of rebirth. A sense of collective purpose began to build. Whispers of awe mingled with the quiet hum of the vault as team members exchanged excited, determined glances. The ship, once a mere testament to bygone glory, now emerged as a living entity, its dormant systems stirring under the gentle coaxing of human curiosity and ingenuity. In that transformative moment, as the ancient technology stirred to life and bathed the room in a soft, radiant glow, Captain Aiden Cross felt a surge of hope. The awakening of the battleship's hidden power was not merely a technical triumph. It was a symbolic rebirth, a reaffirmation that even in the deepest recesses of oblivion, the spark of human resilience could ignite the flames of a brighter future. As the crew reveled in the stirring of ancient power, a sinister chill slithered along the corridors of the battleship, an omen of impending conflict. In the dark reaches of space, far beyond the icy grip of Cerulean Prime, Commander Zarth Vex was meticulously orchestrating his next move. His intentions, shrouded in ambition and ruthless cunning, converged upon the long-forgotten relic with a predatory focus. In the quiet moments following their discoveries, a subtle disturbance rippled through the ship's sensors, a series of irregular blips that crept into the data streams like invasive tendrils. Captain Aiden Cross, ever vigilant, felt the change in the atmosphere. The very air seemed to tighten as if holding its breath. His instincts, honed by years of war and loss, whispered that unseen forces were drawing near. Beyond the protective veil of Cerulean Prime's ice, alien vessels emerged from the void, sleek, menacing silhouettes that moved with an eerie precision. Each craft, a testament to advanced engineering and cold determination, carried within it the promise of conquest. Commander Zarth Vex, encased within the command chamber of his flagship, surveyed the unfolding tableau with an air of calculated menace. His eyes, cold and unwavering, mirrored the depths of space itself, a void of endless ambition and merciless strategy. The first signs of invasion were subtle. A lone scout silently dispatched onto the frozen surface, its sleek form melting into the shadows as it relayed vital intelligence back to its master. The information spoke of a dormant power within the battleship, a power that, once awakened, could tilt the scales of power in ways unfathomable to both man and alien alike. With each passing moment, Zarth's determination crystallized into a singular purpose: to seize that power and bend it to his tyrannical will. Inside the battleship, the hum of awakening technology mingled with the creeping dread of an approaching storm. Crew members, absorbed in their tasks, exchanged furtive glances and whispered speculations about the sudden irregularities in the system. Mara's fingers danced over her console, deciphering the incoming signals with a growing sense of urgency. "Captain, we're picking up multiple unidentified signatures. Something's not right," she warned, her voice a tremor of controlled alarm. Aiden's response was measured, yet his heart pounded like a war drum. "Secure all sectors and prepare for potential breach," he commanded, his tone as unyielding as the ice that encased their world. Every corridor, once echoing with the promise of revival, now seemed to pulse with an undercurrent of menace. The battleship, a vessel of ancient dreams and modern defiance, had unwittingly become a beacon for those who craved power and dominion. Outside, the desolate plains of Cerulean Prime bore witness to the encroaching darkness. The alien armada, silent and efficient, advanced with the inevitability of a tide. Each ship was a harbinger of conflict, a dark mirror reflecting the cold logic of a conqueror whose ambitions extended beyond the mere acquisition of a relic. Zarth Vex's forces, disciplined and merciless, were poised to strike at the heart of human resilience. In the heart of the battleship, as the shadows deepened and the alien threat loomed ever closer, Captain Cross steeled himself for the inevitable clash. The delicate balance between hope and despair teetered on the edge of a blade, a moment when the legacy of a lost era would be tested by the unyielding forces of ambition. With resolve etched into every line of his face, he prepared to confront the encroaching darkness, determined that the relic of human ingenuity would not fall into the hands of those who sought to extinguish its light. The frigid air on Cerulean Prime crackled with tension as the first signs of battle erupted. Captain Aiden Cross stood atop a ridge overlooking the icebound plain, his breath pluming in the cold and his eyes fixed on the dark figures advancing in the distance. The alien armada, cloaked in silent menace, had emerged from the star-speckled void like specters of an impending storm. Their sleek, angular vessels moved in perfect formation, a living, unyielding force intent on reclaiming what they believed was rightfully theirs. "All stations, brace for engagement." Aiden's voice rang out across the comms, a command that cut through the howling winds. Inside the battleship, every crew member felt the weight of the moment as alarms blared and red lights bathed the control panels. Mara's fingers danced over the console, her eyes wide with determination as she monitored the enemy's approach. In the frozen expanse, the silence shattered as the first volley of plasma bolts arced toward the battleship. The ancient vessel, its surfaces scarred by time, yet still imbued with a stubborn vitality, absorbed the impact with a resonant thud. Ice fragments exploded into the void, scattering like shards of broken dreams. The sound of battle, metal clashing, energy pulses colliding, filled the air, a fierce symphony of resistance against an invading force. On the front lines, Captain Cross led a detachment of seasoned fighters and engineers to fortify key positions around the vessel. "Remember, every inch we hold is a victory," he shouted over the roar of combat. His words, laced with unyielding resolve, echoed among his troops as they dug in, setting up makeshift defenses with salvaged parts and ancient armaments. The battle was not merely a test of firepower, but a desperate gambit to protect the secrets hidden within the battleship. Amid the chaos, Mara's voice cut through the din. "Captain, the main conduit is overloading. It's a critical moment. We need to activate the power matrix now, or the ship's systems will collapse under the assault." The urgency in her tone spurred Aiden into action. With calculated haste, he ordered a specialized team to the heart of the ship, where the dormant technology awaited its reawakening. Across the frozen plains, the enemy pressed forward relentlessly. Commander Zarth Vex's craft loomed large on the horizon, their weapons blazing with a cold, efficient fury. In a brief, charged exchange over the comms, Aiden confronted the encroaching menace. "You may have the numbers, Vex, but you'll never break our spirit. This battleship, and the hope it carries, is ours to protect." His words, though transmitted over a channel of static and interference, carried a promise of defiance that resonated even with the relentless fury of the assault. As the battle intensified, energy shields flared to life along the ship's hull, deflecting savage bursts of alien plasma. The ancient metal groaned under the strain, yet it stood firm, a bastion of human resilience. Each explosion lit the night with bursts of raw, uncontrolled power, while the clamor of combat wove a tapestry of courage and desperation. In the midst of the carnage, Captain Cross found himself face to face with the brutal reality of interstellar conflict. The ground beneath his feet trembled as alien war machines collided with human ingenuity, and in that maelstrom of fire and ice, every heartbeat felt both fragile and fiercely significant. The confrontation at the edge of the battleship was more than a clash of arms. It was a struggle for the very soul of humanity. As the tide of battle surged around him, Aiden knew that the outcome of this conflict would not only determine the fate of the relic, but would also ignite the spark for a future built on hope, defiance, and the unyielding power of the human spirit. In the eye of the storm, where chaos and conviction collided, the battlefield took on a surreal, almost otherworldly quality. Amid the relentless roar of combat, Captain Aiden Cross found himself locked in a tense, fateful exchange with Commander Zarth Vex, a duel of ideals as much as of wills. On the icy plain, where explosions flared like ephemeral auroras, the two leaders stood at the nexus of conflict. A temporary lull in the melee had carved out a fragile pocket of stillness, allowing their voices to cut through the clamor. Amidst the shattered ice and scorched metal, the charged air was filled with a mixture of resolve, regret, and grim determination. "You fight for relics and lost dreams," Zarth Vex intoned, his voice echoing across the chaos with a disarming calm. "But true power lies in control, unyielding, absolute control. Surrender your hope, Cross, and join me in forging a future built on order." Aiden's response was measured, yet every word resonated with the weight of his convictions. "Your order is but tyranny cloaked in inevitability," he replied, his tone steady amid the tumult. "We may be battered by our past, but we are not defined by it. Our strength lies in our relentless spirit, one that refuses to be subdued by the march of time or the ambition of the conqueror." Their dialogue, sparse yet laden with meaning, was interwoven with the explosive symphony of the ongoing battle. Around them, their respective forces clashed, human ingenuity against alien precision, hope pitted against calculated ambition. Each word exchanged was punctuated by the distant roar of energy shields, the crash of metal, and the sharp report of plasma bolts slicing through the frozen air. As the conversation deepened, flashes of memory and regret passed over Aiden's face. He recalled the sacrifices of his fallen comrades, the cost of every hard-won victory. In that fleeting moment, his personal history merged with the fate of his crew, a tapestry of loss, resilience, and undying hope. His eyes, hardened by battle yet softened by the memory of brighter days, conveyed an unspoken promise that the human spirit would not yield, no matter how dire the odds. Across the battlefield, Zarth's features remained inscrutable, his calculated gaze fixed on the shifting tides of conflict. He saw in Aiden not a mere adversary, but a symbol of humanity's defiant heart, a challenge to his own vision of order. Their verbal sparring was more than strategy. It was a collision of souls, an intricate dance of ideologies where every syllable carried the weight of empires and the destiny of worlds. The surrounding chaos bore witness to the raw truth of their confrontation. Explosions rocked the ground, sending shards of ice and metal flying like sparks from a dying star, while the battleship's ancient structure trembled under the combined force of hope and ambition. In that volatile arena, the very future of the relic, and with it, the fate of all who sought to rebuild a shattered legacy, hung in precarious balance. Amid the din, a fragile understanding began to emerge. Though they stood on opposing sides of a seemingly unbridgeable divide, both leaders recognized that the core of their struggle was not merely for dominance, but for the soul of existence itself. In that suspended moment between chaos and order, Aiden Cross reaffirmed his belief that even in the heart of battle, amid despair and destruction, the spark of hope could ignite the dawn of a new era. And so, as the battle raged on around them, their words became a clarion call, a testament to the enduring power of conviction, echoing in the heart of a war that would decide the legacy of an entire civilization. In the midst of relentless combat, a palpable shift began to stir within the ancient vessel. Deep in the heart of the battleship, where dormant circuits and forgotten mechanisms lay veiled in layers of time, a sudden surge of energy pulsed to life. As if stirred by the desperate hopes of its crew, the relic's hidden power awakened, casting ripples of light that slowly crept through the vessel's aging corridors. Inside the core chamber, Mara and her team worked feverishly. Their hands danced over archaic consoles as streams of holographic data ignited into vibrant displays. The blueprints they had painstakingly pieced together over countless sleepless hours now blossomed into a symphony of luminous patterns, a digital heartbeat that resonated with the very soul of the battleship. Each flickering light on the control panels was a declaration. The relic was coming back to life. Outside, on the icebound plain of Cerulean Prime, the tides of battle were beginning to change. As Captain Aiden Cross rallied his troops, the ship's newly reactivated power matrix sent waves of electromagnetic force rippling outward. The force field that had once been teetering under the alien onslaught now shimmered with renewed vigor, deflecting plasma bolts and absorbing energy impacts with a graceful resilience that belied its ancient design. A chorus of gasps and murmurs swept through the human ranks as the unexpected metamorphosis unfolded before their eyes. The dormant power, once considered nothing more than a relic of obsolete science, now surged with an almost mythic intensity, a beacon of hope amid the chaos. In that transformative moment, each crew member felt a shared sense of rebirth. It was as if the very essence of human ingenuity was reawakening within those cold, metallic veins. Captain Cross, standing amidst the re-energized command center, felt the weight of destiny lift from his shoulders. His eyes, once burdened by the horrors of endless conflict, now shone with the fierce light of determination. "This is our moment," he declared over the resurgent calms, his voice resonating with a newfound strength. "Let our heritage and hope fuel this turning tide. Today, we reclaim our future." The battleship's internal systems harmonized in a crescendo of light and sound. Ancient mechanisms, long silent, roared back to life, their vibrations echoing through every rivet and panel. The revitalized power matrix transformed the ship into a living fortress, its defenses pulsing in time with the heartbeat of its crew's determination. Each surge of energy defied the relentless onslaught of alien forces, creating pockets of reprieve where human valor could shine. As the alien armada faltered under the unexpected barrage of revitalized energy, chaos rippled through their ranks. Commander Zarth Vex, whose strategies had relied on overwhelming precision and cold calculation, now faced a force driven by the unpredictable power of human resilience. The very relic he had coveted began to turn the tables, its ancient circuits channeling a raw, elemental energy that he could neither anticipate nor control. In that electrifying moment, the frozen battlefield transformed into a crucible of destiny. The line between past and future blurred as the relic's ancient technology became the catalyst for a new era. Every explosion, every spark of energy, and every cry of defiance melded together into a singular, transformative force. The tide of battle was turning, not merely by the might of weaponry, but by the indomitable spirit of those who refused to surrender to despair. And so, as the renewed energy coursed through the battleship and out onto the desolate plains, hope surged like a tidal wave against the darkness of tyranny. In the luminous glow of that ancient power, humanity discovered once again that even relics of a bygone era could hold the key to a future reborn from the ashes of war. In the aftermath of the relentless conflict, silence descended over the battered icebound plain. The battleship, once a mere relic of forgotten glory, now stood transformed, a resplendent monument pulsating with revitalized energy and the enduring spark of human ingenuity. As the alien armada withdrew into the cold expanse of space, their menacing silhouettes receding into distant stars, a fragile calm began to emerge amidst the scars of battle. Inside the command center, Captain Aiden Cross surveyed the scene with a mixture of relief and solemn determination. The once flickering consoles now glowed steadily, their light a testament to the ship's rebirth. Crew members moved purposefully among the repair stations, tending to wounded comrades and mending the damaged systems that had fought so valiantly against overwhelming odds. Every breath, every heartbeat, echoed the promise that from devastation, hope could rise anew. Mara approached Aiden, her eyes reflecting the quiet triumph of their hard-won victory. "We've done it," she murmured, her voice carrying both the weight of loss and the elation of survival. "The relic has not only saved us, it's redefined our destiny." Her words resonated deeply within the captain, stirring memories of past sacrifices and the countless souls who had believed in a future once thought lost. Outside, the desolate wilderness of Cerulean Prime now shimmered under a gentle, otherworldly light. The tumult of battle had given way to an almost sacred stillness, as if the land itself was healing. In that reflective quiet, the crew gathered to commemorate the fallen and to honor the legacy that had driven them through darkness. The scars etched into the ice served as a poignant reminder that every end was merely the prelude to a new beginning. Captain Cross, standing at the threshold of the command deck, allowed himself a brief moment of introspection. He recalled the stirring words exchanged with Commander Zarth Vex, the stark contrast of ambition and hope, tyranny and resilience, and felt a profound certainty settle within him. The human spirit, with all its imperfections and unyielding determination, was capable of transforming even the most archaic of tools into beacons of progress. The relic, once dismissed as a primitive artifact, had become a symbol of renewal, its ancient technology now intertwined with the legacy of those who dared to dream. As the crew prepared to rebuild, their voices mingling in a quiet hymn of remembrance and resolve, Captain Cross made a silent vow. No longer would humanity be defined solely by its past failures. Instead, they would forge a future where every fragment of history, no matter how faded, could light the way toward a new era of possibility and courage. In that transformative moment, beneath a sky that had borne witness to both sorrow and salvation, the battleship's resurgent glow promised that the legacy of human resilience was far from over. It was a legacy destined to inspire, to heal, and to ignite the dreams of generations yet to come.